It is time for another theme park coasting top 10 video, where we count down the top 10 rides and attractions at theme parks all around the world. So join me today as we count down the top 10 rides at Heide Park. Starting off at number 10, we have Mountain-Rafting, and if you're heading to the park on a nice hot day, then this is definitely the ride for you. Similar to many rapids around the world, you will board your very own dinghy and venture through some extremely rapid currents. Nevertheless, what I particularly love about this rapid ride is the theming, as in my opinion rapid ride theming is essential to make the attraction what it is, and the way which Mountain-Rafting pulled it off with its caves, villages and waterfalls is just amazing. Therefore, this family ride is 100% a must do and a perfect ride to start off our list with. There has been a ghost infestation at Heide Park, and it is up to you, with help of course from the Ghostbusters, to vanish them on Ghostbusters 5D. This, as you can probably guess by the IP, is a laser gun ride, so already it is high up my list. But wow, does this ride not disappoint. You will begin your ghostly adventure with a highly themed queue line, featuring a total of 2 pre-shows explaining as well as building up the excitement for the ride ahead. This is then closely followed by you grabbing your 3D glasses, as well of course as your laser gun, to then head off into the various scenes full of many cheeky ghosts that you will need to shoot to score the highest score in your group. The question is though, if you don't get the ghosts, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters! Have you ever dreamed of a coaster that is mixed with a toboggan? Well, if so, you need to take a ride on our number 8 spot, Bobbahn, as this is exactly it. Currently, as of 2022, there are only 6 bobsled roller coasters in the world, so during your day at the park, if you do get an opportunity to ride this unique cred, it is definitely worth a ride, although that is not the only reason why it is at number 8, as with all of its fun theming, great views, in addition to a surprisingly intense but definitely fun layout, it may be old but it sure packs a punch. Just try to sit one per bobsled, as otherwise it can get a little awkward. For the number 7 spot on our top 10 list, we have Big Loop, and as the name so subtly suggests, this ride has got a big loop. Now before we do begin to talk about the ride itself and of course its big loop though, with it also being positioned next to Bobbahn, if you want to ride both of these attractions, we would recommend riding one straight after the other to maximise your day. In terms of the ride itself though, it is the park's oldest roller coaster, opening back in 1983, but that does not mean that it is bad at all, as with such elements as a drop, 2 loops, corkscrew and some classic steel coaster twists and turns, it is definitely one for the thrill seekers out there. And to finish off with a fun fact, the trains on this ride was replaced in 2010 by the Alton Towers corkscrew ones. Are you at your limit yet? No? Okay then, jump aboard our number 6 spot, Limit, and with my awful jokes aside, this is the Big Loop's bigger brother, as like Big Loop, this is also a steel coaster and is also painted white. But unlike Big Loop, well, where do I begin? From the moment you head up that 110 foot lift hill on this Vekoma SLC, you will know that you are in for a treat, and you would not be wrong, as this is then followed by a rollover, sidewinder and a double inline twist, causing even the biggest thrill seekers in the group to let out that tiny little scream. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention, this is also an invert, so you can do all of this with your legs dangling. How cool, but also quite petrifying is that? Top 5, woot woot, and brace yourselves, as coming in for the number 5 position we have Desert Race, the park's launch coaster, and wow, what a launch coaster it sure is. With it having the exact same layout as Rita at Alton Towers, If you've ever ridden that ride before, then we would suggest to go on the more unique rides at the park first, and if not, well, jump aboard as you are about to be launched off from 0 to 61 miles per hour in a matter of 2.5 seconds, and then experience lots of airtime hills, sharp turns, all at this speed. However, despite the helicopter, the theming is very minimalistic. Therefore, in the future, to build up the list, it would be great to see some more props in place. But at the moment, I think Desert Race is perfect at number 5. If you are scared of heights, skip to number 3, as taking the number 4 spot we have Scream, and the name does not lie. Standing at a total of 233 feet, just looking at it is scary enough, but on the ride it is a total different story. Once boarded the gondola with another 39 people, you will rise to the top of the tower while also spinning. However, before you can say that's an amazing view, you will drop back down to planet Earth, and you do not need to be a rocket scientist to know that that is plain down intense. Here we enter the top 3 rides at the park, and for the number 3 position we have Flug der Dämonen. And I do apologise for my pronunciation, however I will not apologise for putting this ride at this spot. This attraction is a B&M wing coaster, and anyone who has not been on one of these before, trust me when I say it will blow you away. Some of the many elements that makes this ride so great include a dive drop, and we would recommend the front of the car for this element alone. Crazy airtime hills in addition to some very smooth inversions. Similar to Limit, you also do all of this with your legs dangling, and let's not get me started on how cool this ride looks at night. Between number 2 and number 1 it was tough, however after a lot of consideration we have decided to put KRAKE at number 2. Now for starters, this B&M dive coaster is short, and when I say short, I mean short, with it only having a drop in the lemon and an airtime hill. But that does not mean that it is not sweet, as these elements create one of the most intense rider experiences out there, and one which I would go around again and again and again on. The theming though has to be the best I have ever seen on a B&M dive coaster, as while you go around the ride you see and experience everything from heading into a giant crake as well as a ship, to even getting water sprayed up into your face. So if that does not make you want to ride, I don't know what will, and a trip to the park is nowhere near complete without a ride on KRAKE. We have made it to the number 1 spot, and for the best ride at the park we have, and I do apologise again for the pronunciation, Colossos, Kampf der Giganten. Oh, I'm going to get so many comments down below. However, onto the ride itself, no words can do this ride justice, as it literally has everything that people want on a coaster. And if I was going to talk about all of those details, we would be here all day. But here are a few of my top picks. Firstly, the theming and scenery to this attraction are so cool, and no matter whether you are on the ride, queuing up in the station, or looking at that fantastic roller coaster structure, you will feel immersed in the storyline. It just gets better though, because this Intamin prefab features 160 foot drops, more airtime hills than I can count on my hands, and some really authentic woody turns, just to name a few aspects. So honestly guys, this ride without a shadow of a doubt is a must do, and unless you go off on that wrong track, I can guarantee that you would love this ride. That is it from our top 10 video today. Of course you will have your own opinions, and we would love to see them in the comment section below. Also, if you have enjoyed the video, at the top we have got 2 videos that we know you would love, and at the bottom there is our Patreon page as well as subscribe button. But with all that said, there is only one thing left to say. My name is Tom from Theme Park Coastin, and I will see you for the next video. Goodbye.